everyone, and welcome to my first attempt at doing a voiceover. Today I'm just going to show you how I made these little wooden Christmas tree decorations. I do apologise, I get very nervous on camera, so yeah. First I just start out by coming up with some designs on my tablet and resizing them ready for print. I just print them on a bog standard sort of inkjet printer on the cheapest paper because it doesn't matter, it usually gets wrecked on the transfer stage anyway. The wood that I'm using is some 3mm plywood. I just got it cheap from the shop, but it works out well because it's quite light, so it doesn't like bend your branches on your Christmas tree or whatever. I used some transfer paper, like graphite transfer paper, to get the design onto the wood. I found that using the mechanical pencil with obviously the lead sort of retracted, is that right? Like the lead in, and so the metal bit acts as the pen, and because it's sharp, it gets a crisp line onto the plywood itself. I then just add a line around my design, which is what I'll use to cut it, just because I don't want the wood burn itself going to the edge of the sort of bauble, if you want to call it that, in this case. I'm just using a scroll saw for this. I am new to it, I haven't had it that long. I got it from my work. It is the cheapest brand, but it works out well for me. I didn't want to fork out for an expensive one in case I was, quite frankly, rubbish at it. I'm just loosely following the lines. I've come to notice, I don't know if it's just because I'm new, that if I concentrate too much on the lines, I end up straying way away from them. So I just casually go around the line because later on I can always sand or file it down if it's too far out. The main bit I want to focus on is like these little niggly bits, which obviously is hard to get a file in. Again, I'm not an expert, so don't follow this as being a tutorial on how to use a scroll saw for definite. I would not recommend that. I've just come to find what works well for me. And again, yeah, I don't know if it's right or not, but it looks good, so. And using a scroll saw is rather fun, I'm not gonna lie. This is what I mean about having to file it. It's mainly just on like the rounded bits, which I find hardest to cut out on the saw, that might just need filing down to smooth them out. The wood burner I use is the Firewriter by the brand Antex. I used to have a cheaper wood burner that my boyfriend got me off Etsy, but after a while the plastic bit of the pen used to heat up big time and it would really like burn my hand. So eventually I decided I might as well upgrade, and when I did that I got the, I think it was called the Artist Nibs, but in that it had this rounded sort of nib. It's got like the ball on the end, and I found that that is well, for me, I found it the best to use. When I'm wood burning on plywood, I can't have the heat too hot because it will burn into it, and because obviously it's layered wood, it can leave sort of a nasty hole, whereas this nib, I can have it at a lower heat, but I can still get the crisp dark line that you usually get from a thin nib on a hotter setting. Overall, I think this little Santa probably took me about half an hour from design, cut, and then wood burn. So not long at all. If you don't have a wood burn, obviously you could always just use paint, or even just, I've used ink before. Yeah, I've used Winsor & Newton ink, which kind of, because it sinks into the wood, it mutes it, but the colours still look really nice. I didn't use any colour in this though, but I think some red on the hat could have looked quite nice actually. The bit that I forgot to film, because the SSD got filled up, was just adding the like string. I think I just used a 4mm wood bit and drilled a hole. The twine that I used was some that I found in IKEA in like their festive bit. And there you go, that's about it. I did do some other designs, like my pets' names. The hardest was the circular design because, like I say, cutting that on the wood was rather difficult, but I kind of like the uneven edges. I did show them my animals for some quality control. Luna just ate it, Percy was grumpy that he got woke up, and Sebastian wouldn't even come out from behind the couch. So yeah. But that's it guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a wonderful Christmas. Bye guys.